This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we are talking with Reverend Lionel Walker from Archer, from Shiloh. But I am going to let you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you want us to know about you.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Lizzie. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Reverend Lionel Walker. I am the senior pastor of Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church in Archer, Florida. It is recorded, I believe, that Shiloh is the oldest African-American church, black church in Archer. And so I'm honored to be the leader of a great congregation, and so I'm just happy to be here today.
Wonderful. And Shiloh is a very old church, yes. The oldest, as you said, and I have relatives buried there, so that's part of my legacy too. And I'm from Archer.
Okay.
And you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been there since 1826.
Wow.
My great-grandmother during slavery, however, slavery, whatever they said about benefited us.
Yes.
Okay. Well, she was not benefited.
Wow.
Okay. She walked.
Yeah.
At age 13, taken from her home. And this is why I continue daily, weekly, yearly to talk about Rosewood and its significance. Okay. Because she was 97, age 97, living with her granddaughter, which was the school teacher's aunt when Rosewood happened. So I have to include this this history because it's rich, it's ugly, but it's who we are.
It's the truth.
And I tell people I'm proud of her because had it not been for her, there would not be a me.
Yes.
So I am because of her.
Because of her. Awesome.
But I'm not proud of the drama or the whatever you want to call it, the hatefulness that she experienced, the meanness, the brutality.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. And we are going to talk about Rosewood, and we're going to talk about MLK.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know where you want to start. You want to start now talking about MLK and the events that we have planned for Monday.
Yes.
You want to?
Indeed. So thank you so much for this opportunity. So on January 15th, we will be hosting the Martin Luther King Day celebration in the city of Archer. This will actually be, I believe, the first event that's taken place on Martin Luther King Day.
Absolutely.
And so we are just honored that we have the permission and have the support of the city of Archer as well as community leaders within the city. And so it's going to be a wonderful time. We do have a keynote speaker, Minister Andre Presley. He's a young minister in the gospel, but he's well versed. He's studied the history of Martin Luther King, and he's very impactful by the life of Martin Luther King. And so it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to have some singers and some entertainment along throughout the program. So it's going to be a great time. We'll also have you, Miss Lizzie, to be a part of that, who will share some history and just some enlightenment so we can be focused and also honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I am honored to be on your program. And as a result of that, we started talking. I said, hey, look, we need to put this out. Would you like to
Yes.
be on my podcast?
Yes.
You said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I'm honored because, as you just said, this is our first. We spend our time running to other MLK events.
Right.
Alachua, Gainesville. We got MLK, right here in our Archer, not MLK, but we have the history.
The history.
And our kids will not have to worry about
That's
traveling to Gainesville.
Certainly.
I'm excited.
Yes, ma'am.
And
I am too.
I am so
Yes,
happy
indeed.
you invited me
Yes.
to share this history. I have not met Reverend Presley,
Okay.
but I'm looking forward
Yes, ma'am.
to him.
Yes,
And I
yes.
know you're going to have some good singers.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes,
don't
indeed.
sing. But today I'm going to sing a
Okay,
song, and I
okay.
want to sing this song with you. And later on, I would like for us to make it into a record.
Sure.
And audience, I want you all to know you are a
I'm a musician. I'm a gospel artist as well.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a gospel artist. I have a few projects out
Right.
on iTunes and all of the digital outlets.
Wonderful.
Yes.
See,
So-
y'all.
I don't consider myself a singer per se,
Right.
but I enjoy.
You're an artist.
I am an artist.
You get the message
I
out.
pull it together. Yes, indeed.
That's what we're talking about. So let's do this song. It's a Christmas song, plus it's John 3:16.
Okay.
You know absolutely nothing about it, but I want you
don't.
to sing Silent Night, and I'm
Okay.
going to sing John 3:16.
Okay.
And we'll do it twice. After we do it the first time, we'll pause
Okay.
for station identification.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
I think I am.
Okay. Start.
Start.
John
Silent
3:16.
night,
John
holy
3:16.
night,
God
all
so
is calm,
loved the
all
world
is
that
bright,
he
round
gave
young
his
virgin,
only
mother
begotten
and
Son,
child,
that
holy
whosoever
infant, so
believeth
tender
in
and
him
mild,
shall
sleep in
not perish,
heavenly
but have
peace, sleep in heavenly peace. All right. Yes. Wonderful. You did that.
because I love that. The verse John 3:16
Yes.
says a lot.
It says
it's one
a
of
lot.
my favorite scriptures.
Yes. I try to quote it in most of my sermons.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because it's a well-known verse, but it has meaning and it's very powerful, and
It is.
and it really speaks to the grace of God
Oh, I love
and
it.
the awesomeness of God.
Exactly, exactly. See, we do everything on this channel. I
Yes,
mean, on
ma'am.
this podcast.
All right. Awesome.
Trying to make you happy and see what else.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
we've talked about briefly about MLK,
Yes.
and I met a young man from this county who is now the director of the Emory MLK Institute
Okay.
in Atlanta.
Really?
He is from Hawthorne/Gainesville.
Okay.
His parents are the Hutchison.
Okay.
And he is a doctorate. He has his doctorate in history, maybe.
Okay.
But anyway, he is the author and finisher and the director
Okay.
of Emory University MLK Black History.
Wow.
Yes, and
Wow.
I'm trying to get in touch with him. I know I will not by Monday, but
Okay.
it's just good to know
Certainly.
that someone from this area
Yes.
is running that MLK Institute
Certainly.
at Emory
Yeah,
University.
university. Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Yes, and before we go on, I always like to bring in some announcements about what we are doing with Rosewood here in Alachua County. And coming up in February, February 23rd, we are going to have an opening at a museum here in Gainesville, and the address is 1314 South Main Street. It's going to open at 7 p.m. from 7 to 10.
Okay.
And we want to invite the community. We will be sending out a flyer later
Okay.
to make sure people are there. But that's just getting a head start on
Okay.
what we're going and how we keep Rosewood alive and what the event is about. It's called an Elegy to Rosewood, and it's about the artifacts that was rescued in Rosewood after the massacre by
Wow.
Sheriff Bob Walker, who found it professional, fitting, and proper to save what he could save of my aunt's
Sure.
personal items and bring them to Archer.
Okay.
And if he had not done that, we would not be hosting an Elegy to Rosewood, which is an exhibit of Rosewood artifacts. And that's
Okay.
going to take place on February 25th at the FAA, Fine Arts Association Museum.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
So we want all of us to be there.
Yes.
Yes.
And what date is that?
It's February 25th.
25th. Okay.
Let me see to be sure. Yes, February 25th
Okay.
on Main Street.
On Main Street.
But I will send you information and
Please.
we will post it
Okay.
on your website
Yes.
and on my website. Okay. That's about time for our first half. We are going to head to a quick break and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History.
I am Florida
and
and
America's Black History, and you are too.
January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Welcome back to Queen Lizzie Podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier Podcast Room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with Reverend Lionel Walker. The Queen Lizzie Podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Special thanks to Greg Bradley, Allstate Insurance.
Awesome.
Okay, we are back, and we have another event, very important event that's coming up March 9, 2024 at the Hilton Hotel, wherein we are going to recognize 5 ladies, and we're calling them, we're referring to the event as the Mahalda Gussie Brown Carrier Influential Women Award. Mahalda Gussie Brown Carrier was the Rosewood school teacher, and we are giving these awards in her honor.
Awesome.
Yes, it
That's
is
awesome.
going to be really different.
Awesome.
And the women are all local women, okay? And I'm not going to tell you who they are today, but you're going to be very impressed. And I have also reached out, and Reb, I don't know if you are aware that I have been doing research in Rosewood for 30 plus years, right?
Yeah, wow.
Okay, you
No,
are.
Yeah, yes, I'm very aware of that. In fact, when I met you,
Okay.
that was one of the first things that you shared with me.
Okay.
Yeah, of this research. Yeah.
I share that because it's who I am. I don't have a life. And my
Wow.
mom made sure I didn't have a life because she wanted me. She did not make sure. She just wanted me to be inclusive. And include her sister's suffrage of during that time. And
Okay.
she wanted to be sure I research,
Right.
authenticate, told the truth
Okay.
about what happened and don't accuse anybody.
Right.
And I think I do that quite well, not accusing. Instead of, I want to include
Sure.
people.
Right.
to be a part of this ugly history that they are not responsible for.
Right.
And it's painful. It takes a lot of my time.
Wow.
I am glad to be doing it, but it's work. It's work. And as I was saying, we're going to be recognizing women. And during my course of 30 plus years, I have reached out. In fact, they have reached out to me too, to the white Rosewood descendants, and they let me know about Mrs. Jenkins. My family grew up in Rosewood, or was a part of Rosewood. And this is my history too.
Wow.
And I said, okay, it's your history. It's our history. So one of the ladies, the first ladies I met in Levy County was a white lady. Good friends. When I started my research in the basement, I was approached by a group of men, white men that encircled my table. My heart dropped because
Wow.
I knew the damage they had done to my aunt mentally and physically. I thought, I didn't know what to think. So my heart dropped. I survived, went home, told my mom what happened. And I said, Mom, I can't do this any longer. I cannot. I was so afraid.
Yeah.
And she said, baby, sit down, relax. And in a few days, you go back and finish my job. I wanted to say to her, well, it's your job.
It's your
you go
job.
finish it.
Wow. Yeah.
But you know you didn't talk to adults
No,
like
you
that.
better not.
So I'm still working
Sure.
on the on this event, and inclusive of the whites. So I'm having this event I just told you about.
Yes.
I have reached out to Mary Wright, who was married to, her name was Mary Hall Wright, married to John Wright, the store merchant.
Okay.
Her niece, her great-great-grandniece, I believe, out of New York, got in touch with me. They follow me. I don't know how they follow me, but they find me and said to me, Mrs. Jenkins, yes, I'm so-and-so, Mary Wright's niece, great-grand, how many greats it was, I don't know. And I'm from New York. I live in New York, and I have the history of her family and the family tree. And I'd like to share that with you. Wow.
Wow.
I said, for real? She said, yes.
Wow.
So recently, I called her and told her about what is happening at the Hilton with the event that's coming up. And I asked her if she would be interested in coming down to, introduce herself.
Sure.
She said, I'd love to.
Wow.
So this morning, I sent her an email and said, okay, you're in. I'm looking for sponsors, you all. I hope my audience hear me so that I can send for her from New
Yes.
York. And she said to me, I have family that live in Orlando. I would like for them to come. I will live with
Wow.
them and I'll drive up. I said, they are welcome.
Wow.
And then others, like the train conductors, nieces and family members,
Yeah.
I know them. I have met them. I
Really?
have been to Briceville,
Okay.
sit in their living room and talk to them. When I met the granddaughter, she said to me with tears in her eyes, I knocked on her door, she invited me in, and I told her, I'm Lizzie Jenkins, I'm from Rosewood. My aunt was the teacher, and she reached out, grabbed me, hugged me. Where have you been?
Wow.
I've been waiting to hear from you all.
Yeah.
5 years ago. She said, my grandmother was the daughter of one of the train conductors.
Wow.
She gave me all of her information. She said, but I know very little because I wasn't interested. I don't remember a thing, but what she knew, she shared it with me, and I'm in touch with her.
Okay.
I'm trying to get her
Sure.
to drive from Brightsville here.
Okay.
But the most important person I met last year, was I spoke in Ocala, and there was this little lady that came up to me and said, Mrs. Jenkins, my name is, and I'm not going to call her name right now, but she said, my great-grandfather was the governor in Rosewood when the massacre happened. That's what
Wow.
I said.
Are you s-
Wow.
Wow.
And I said, wow, do you want me to introduce you when I speak? She said, no. She said, because I don't know how people will
React to
perceive
Yeah.
and react to me. And I said, oh, okay. But since then, I've heard from her.
Okay.
And I asked her if she would be willing. I told her that we were having this event March 9th.
Okay.
If she would be willing to come up and allow me to introduce her.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
She is so
Awesome.
ready.
Yeah.
And I hear from her.
Okay.
And we talk. So I'm excited about this event to
Yes.
share the other side.
Okay.
Okay, when I say other side, the I don't want to say white, but they are white, but the other people from
Yeah.
Rosewood. Okay,
The other perspective.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, yes. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to a great afternoon with these great, wonderful people. And by the way, if you all want to follow us, you may go to my website, rosewoodflorida.com, make a donation to our website, okay? Donation for scholarship or for the scholarship, something else. For the scholarship, the museum. For the museum that we are, this month, Rev, we are
Okay.
going to start with the museum in Archer on our 29 acres, where the school teacher and my mom grew up.
Wow.
And my grandfather purchased this property in 1897. So
Okay.
we are looking forward to good things coming up. And I would like for you to give me some closing remarks on what we are going to be doing
Sure.
on Monday.
Okay. So on Monday, January 15th, in the city of Archer at the Archer Community Center, we will be hosting the Dr. Martin Luther King celebration. Holiday celebration will be there. It will be the first celebration for the city on Martin Luther King Day, and that will be at 11 a.m. We have a host of speakers, singers, entertainment, and so we look to have a wonderful time with the community and community leaders as well as the city officials that will be present. And our very own Miss Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, Queen Lizzie. She will be there with us, and we're honored to have her as she will share with us some history between Rosewood and Dr. King. So I'm looking forward to that great day on January 15th.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You are welcome, and thank you for being the guest on my show,
Yes.
special guest. Okay. I am continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Queen Lizzie. Until next time. And this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Goodbye.